need to. Some of you might have had a bit of a time off last week. I don't know how many you did online. So ease yourself back in gently. It makes a difference, doesn't it? A break makes a difference, massive difference. So just take it gently and enjoy your practice. Can you all hear me and see me okay? Yeah, sounds okay.
Do you want us to mute ourselves, or will you mute?
No, I figured that. I don't know what I did last night, but I'm hopeless. I'll mute you all. I'm hopeless. Don't know what I did. I lost all the buttons last night, but it's back. Okay, so we'll come to, you're all muted. Mute yourself if you need to. We'll come to lying on our back to start. So you could lie flat if you want to, or come into easy resting pose if you want to. So sometimes it's nicer just to start with the knees bent, isn't it? So a little bit kinder to your back. So whatever, you can have the knees bent or lie flat if that's more comfortable. If the knees are bent and you take the feet wide and let the knees rest in, that can be quite nice. And then just let the arms come down by your side. If you feel that you wanted to connect a bit more to yourself this morning, then you could rest one hand on the heart center and one on your tummy. But wherever you are, just take a moment to settle down and arrive into your practice. So it's beginning to notice the flow of your breath in and out through the nose. And straight away, trying to just tune into the sensation of your breath. So it's making that transition, isn't it, from thinking and being up in our head and busy up in the head into feeling. So bring your awareness to your breath and to the sensations of the breath. And then just begin to slowly lengthen and deepen. And try to just really enjoy that sensation of the breath coming in and out of your body. Feel how it moves your body. Just allow a nice natural or a nice rhythm of the breath to become established. So long, deep and even. And then in a Vinyasa practice, as we know, we try to maintain that throughout the practice and move with the breath. So it becomes our moving meditation, doesn't it? Okay, when we're ready, we'll just very gently bring the knees into the chest. So take the hands around the shins or the knees or whatever, and then draw the knees in as close as you can. But just take it gently if your low back's a little bit sensitive this morning. Okay, on the inhale, we'll let the feet come back down to the mat and reach the arms out to the side in a T. And then as we exhale, bring the knees back in. And then we'll just do that a couple of times. So inhale, the feet release back down to the mat, arms open out to a T. And then exhale, bring the knees back in. So again, we're moving with the breath. Inhale, feet come back down, arms release out to a T. And then exhale, bring the knees back in. And then if you want to just move a little bit there, you can do. Start to massage a little bit into your low back. Okay, when we're ready, we'll cross the shins and then rock up to seated. So just come to seated position, cross legs if you can. If cross legs isn't comfortable, then don't take cross legs, whatever. But cross legs if you can, and then take the flesh away from the sit bones. Sit up as tall as you can, and then we'll take the arms straight out from the shoulders. Start to reach your way through the fingertips, and then just circle the wrists one way, and then back the other way. Just trying to get as much movement into those wrists as you can. Okay, and then coming back to static, palms facing forward. As you inhale, take the arms back as much as you can. And then as you exhale, we're going to bring the arms forward, palms together, chin towards the chest and round into the upper back. And then from there, inhale, take the arms straight up, palms still facing forward. And then exhale, cactus arms, elbows bend out to the side. And then again, inhale, open the arms, take them as far back as you can. Exhale, curl forward, chin to the chest, palms come together. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms facing forward, and then exhale those cactus arms. Same again, inhale, widen, take the hands back as far as you can. Exhale, chin to the chest, palms towards each other. widen between the shoulder blades. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms facing forward, and then exhale, cactus arms. Okay, again, inhale, widen, arms reach back. Exhale, chin to the chest, widen to the shoulder blades, palms come together. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms facing forward, and then exhale, cactus arms. One more time. Inhale, open, widen. Exhale, chin to the chest, palms come together. Inhale, sweep the arms up, and then exhale, cactus the arms down. Okay, then release the hands down, just gently roll the shoulders. Take any little movement there that you need to. And then walk the left fingertips a little bit further to the left, and then bring the right arm up and over. So we just come into a nice little gentle side stretch. Try and stay heavy in that right sit bone. Try to really feel the sensation here as you stretch into the right hand side of the body. Can you send your breath into the right side ribs? And it might not be a deep side bend to begin with, just take it gently. If it feels nice to pulse there, you can pulse. So again, you do whatever feels nice for you in your body. You might explore that position a little bit. You can rotate the chest forward, maybe you'll rotate it up and down. You just move around and explore that. Where do you need to move into? Pulsing or not? Feel the sensation of the whole of the right hand side of the body. Okay, inhaling to come back up, and then the right fingertips will walk a little bit over to the right, and then same thing the other side. Nice side stretch, heavy in that left sit bone. Reach through the left fingertips, pulsing or moving there. Sometimes it's nice just to rotate the chest down. You can stretch into the back a little bit more. Sometimes you turn the chest to the ceiling. What feels nice in your body here, pulsing or not? Notice the sensation that you have on the left-hand side of the body. Maybe you can send your breath into the left side ribs. Heavy in the left sit bone, remember. Okay, inhaling to come back up, and then we'll come straight over onto all fours. So just make your way to your tabletop position, wrists below the shoulders, knees beneath the hips. And then you might just want to sway a little bit into the hips when you're there. You might want to start with some hip circles there. So again, what feels nice? Where are the tight areas in your body? How do you need to move this morning? Maybe you want to come straight to a standard cat-cow. Maybe you want to stick with the hip circles or moving into the hips or the shoulders. What do you need to do? Where do you need to warm up? Okay, making your way back to static, and then we'll do some standard cat-cow. So inhale, the tummy drops down, chin lifts, sit bones tilt, and then exhale, navel draws up, tailbone tucks and chin tucks. We'll just do another 2. Inhale, come forward. And exhale to come back. Remember, you can soften your elbows if that feels nice here. Inhale to come forward. And then exhaling to come back. Okay, inhale to come forward. And this time as we exhale and come back, we're going to round into the spine and then send the hips back to the heels and come into a child's pose. And then inhale, come up, straight into cow pose, tummy drops down, chin lifts, sit bones tilt, and then exhale, curl up and send the hips back towards the heels for child's pose. We'll do another 2 of those. So inhale, come up, straight into cow, tummy drops down, chin lifts, and then exhale, round your way back into your child's pose. Last one, inhale, come up, straight into cow pose, and then exhale, round your way back into your child's pose. Okay, inhale, come back up to tabletop, and then tuck the toes, send the hips up and back, and come into your first downward facing dog, and then moving in whatever way that you need to when you get there. So you might just want to pedal, you might want to keep the knees bent, do what feels nice. Where are the tight areas? Remember to try and maintain that nice softness around the base of the neck. Just have a quick look at the hands, make sure they're both doing the same thing. Index fingers are pointing forward, you spread the other fingers wide, and then you're just moving in whatever way feels nice in your body. And it's always surprising, isn't it, when we do this? You find little tight areas that you might not have been aware of. So try to really pay attention to the sensation that you have. Okay, on the next inhale, we'll take the right leg up, and then as we exhale, step it forward. We'll just drop the left knee to start, untuck the toes, and then transfer the weight straight back for a half Hanumanasana. So top of the right thigh bone draws back into the hip socket. This right knee can stay soft if it needs to, but inhale to lengthen the chest forward, and then exhale to fold any amount over the leg. Inhale to lengthen, Exhale to fold. And again, inhale to lengthen. And then exhale to fold. Inhale, bring the right foot back down. Sweep the arms up, come straight into a low lunge. Let the hips sink forward and down, outer right hip starts to shave back. Heavy in the tailbone here, remember, so don't let the ribs really flare forward. Softly draw them in. Draw the shoulder blades down the back, and then maybe you'll gaze up there. Inhale, and then as we exhale, let's cactus the arms out like we did when we were sitting down. So elbows out to the side, cactus arms, and then inhale, open, sweep the arms as far back as you can, and then exhale, bring them forward, chin to the chest, curl into the upper back, just like we did when we were sitting, and then inhale, sweep the arms up, palms facing forward, exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, open, take the arms back, exhale, chin to the chest, palms come together in front of us. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms forward, and then exhale, cactus arms. Same again, last one. Inhale, open up. Exhale, hands come together, chin to the chest. Inhale, sweep the arms up, and then exhale, cactus arms. Okay, inhale, come back to your low lunge. So shoulder blades down the back, gaze up at the thumbs, and then as we exhale, take the hands down. We'll find our way back into downward facing dog, and then moving in whatever way you need to again when you get there. Okay, on the next inhale, take the left leg up, and then exhale, step it forward. We'll drop the left knee, untuck the toes, and then transfer the weight back. You can keep the toes tucked there if you want to. So if it's really wobbly, keep the toes tucked. But half Hanumanasana, draw the top of the left thigh bone back into the hip socket. Inhale to lengthen the chest forward, exhale to fold. And again, inhale to lengthen any amount, exhale to fold. And again, inhale to lengthen. Exhaling to fold. Okay, inhale, left foot comes back down, sweeping the arms up for your low lunge. Let the hips sink forward and down. Outer left hip shaves back, right hip presses forward, shoulder blades down the back, ribs in. Remember, don't let everything collapse. Maybe you gaze up towards your thumbs. Inhale, and then as we exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, open the arms as wide as you can. Exhale, palms together, chin to the chest, widen between the shoulder blades. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, open the arms. Exhale, palms together, arms in front of you, chin to the chest. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, cactus arms. And then again, inhale, widen. Exhale, palms together, chin to the chest. Inhale, sweep the arms up, wobble, wobble, exhale, cactus arms, and then inhale, open the arms up, bring them back up above your head for your low lunge. As we exhale, hands come down, step back, downward facing dog, and then move in whatever way that you want to in your downward facing dog. Okay, on the next inhale, right leg comes up, and then exhale to step it forward. We'll drop the left knee again. So this time, just finding your low lunge for a moment. Maybe adjust the left knee, maybe it can come a little bit further back. Try and stack your right knee over your ankle, and then let the hips descend any amount. Chest is lengthening forward. Shoulders are away from the ears. So it's tempting, isn't it, to just sort of collapse into, lean onto that right thigh. So don't. Think about the chest lengthening forward. Okay, just the position of your left hand so it's a little bit closer to the right foot. And then we'll take that right arm straight out to the side. Try to reach away through the fingertips as much as you can. Make that arm as long as you can. You're widening between the shoulder blades. On the next inhale, we're going to open up, come into a twist, fingertips up to the ceiling. And then as we exhale, bring the right arm under the right thigh, chin to the chest and curl. And then inhale to open up for a twist. Exhale, right arm comes under the right thigh, chin to the chest, curl, widen between the shoulder blades. Inhale to open up for a twist. And then exhale, tuck under, chin to the chest and curl. And then inhale to open up for the twist. And then exhale, bring the right hand down. Lift the left knee, step back. You can go straight to downward facing dog, or you can come through a vinyasa if you want to. So up to you. Inhale for back bend, up dog or cobra. And then exhale back. Downward facing dog, and then inhale the left leg up. Exhale to step it forward, dropping the right knee. So adjust it if you need to. You can make it deeper if you want to. Make sure that left knee is over your left ankle. Just give it a moment, let the hips descend, chest is lengthening forward, shoulders are drawing down away from the ears. Try to release into your hips there. Make sure you're not tensing and gripping. Adjust the position of your right hand slightly and then reach the left arm straight out from the shoulder. Make the arm as long as you can. widen between the shoulder blades. And then inhale to open up for a twist. And then exhale, tuck the arm under, chin to the chest, widen between the shoulder blades. And then inhale, open up. Exhale, tuck under. Inhale to open up. Exhaling to tuck under. Inhaling to open up. And then exhaling to take the left hand down, step back. You can go straight to your downward facing dog, or you can come through a vinyasa. Use the knees if you need to. Inhale for a back bend, up dog or cobra. And then exhale back. Downward facing dog, take 5 breaths. And straight away, connect back to your breath in and out through the nose. 1. Make sure both hands are doing the same thing. 2. Can you start to be a bit heavier in your outer heels? 3, remember the front of the leg moves to the back of the leg. 4 and 5, and then inhaling to look forward. You can step, hop, float, tiptoe, or walk forward. Lengthen the chest forward once you're there, half Uttanasana, and then exhale for a forward bend. Okay, knees can be soft if they need to. Just take the elbows, come into ragdoll, and then just gently move in your ragdoll, swaying, nodding the head yes, shaking it no. Whatever feels nice. And then switch the cross of the elbows. So I bet you always do that the same way. So switch, and so you've got the other arm, forearm in front, and then continue with your movement. Swaying or staying static, what feels nice. Try to let go of the weight of the head and neck here. Imagine that all of the tension in your body is just draining out of the crown of the head. Shoulders are completely relaxed. Okay, from there we'll release the arms and then either tuck the chin to roll up or lift the chin, press down through the feet. Knees stay soft until we're all the way up, and then we'll keep the arms coming out around and up, gaze up. And then exhale, hands down through heart center, Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, big circle with the arms and gaze up. And then as you exhale, hinge forward. Inhaling for your halfway lift. Exhale to bend the knees. Skip the vinyasas if you want to, or come down through the knees or chaturanga. As always, your choice. Inhale for a back bend, and then exhale back. Downward facing dog, take 5 breaths. 1, so straight away, come back to that nice evenness with the breath. 2, try and soften around the base of the neck. 3, can you widen the backs of your thighs in your downward facing dog? 4 and 5, inhaling to look forward, step, hop, float, or walk forward. Lengthen the chest forward when you get there, and then exhale, forward bend. Inhaling to come up, roll up or lift the chin, press down through the feet, arms keep coming, gaze up, and then exhale, straight into another one. Inhale, big circle. As you exhale, swan dive. Let the breath trigger the movement. Inhale for your halfway lift. Exhale to step or jump back. Straight to downward facing dog or vinyasa, of course, your choice. Inhale for a back bend, up dog or cobra. And then exhale back. Downward facing dog, take 5 breaths. 1, so tiny amounts, inner thighs are spinning back as well in downward facing dog. 2, but at the same time as you're doing that, can you lengthen the outer hips back as well? 3, lift up out of your shoulders as much as you can. 4 and 5, inhaling to look forward, step, hop, float, or walk forward. Straight into half Uttanasana when you get there, and then exhale, forward bend. Inhaling to come up, roll up or lift the chin. Press down through the feet, arms keep coming, gaze up, and then exhale and release. Okay, last one, inhale, big circle. As we exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to find your way back. Skip the vinyasa or use the knees, do whatever you need to. Remember, inhale for a back bend, up dog or cobra. And then exhale back. Downward facing dog, take 5 breaths. 1, try to feel the whole of your body in downward facing dog. 2, just notice the difference you feel now that you're starting to warm up a little bit. 3, can you widen the backs of the thighs a little bit more? 4 and 5. Okay, inhale, take the right leg up, and then as we exhale, step it forward. Dropping the left knee and tucking the toes, and then inhaling for low lunge. Exhaling, hips sink forward and down. Outer right hip shapes back, shoulder blades down the back. Release the right hand to the outside of the right thigh, and then inhale, reach up through the left fingertips. And then as you exhale, a little side bend over to the left. Think about lifting up out of the left hip. Maybe your gaze turns up as well there. Maybe you can get the fingertips, right fingertips down to the mat, maybe not. So just coming as deeply into that as you're comfortable. Try reaching through those left fingertips a little bit further if you can. Okay, inhaling to come back up for low lunge, gazing up if you can, and then as you exhale, bring the hands down. We'll tuck the toes left foot, lift the knee, turn the left foot out and root it down, and then come straight into side angle pose. So you can bring the elbow to the knee if you want to, or you can keep the hand down for a deeper version, up to you. Down. Any amount, can you start to turn your chest up towards the ceiling, tailbone to the back of the left heel, left side ribs draw back, right side ribs press forward, and then you gaze up to the ceiling as well if you can. Try not to be too heavy into that right elbow if you've got your elbow on your knee. Okay, looking down to your right foot, inhale, press in, come to warrior two, and then exhale to sink a little bit deeper into your warrior two. Check that you're lining up heel to arch. Start to think about drawing the top of the right thigh bone back into the hip socket, inner left thigh lifts. Can you ground into that outer left heel as you relax the shoulders down away from the ears, and then press the shoulder blades into the upper back. Come a little bit deeper if you can. And again, a little bit deeper. Okay, inhale, warrior two, and then as we exhale, we'll cartwheel the hands down. You can step back and go straight to downward facing dog, or you can come through your vinyasa. So it's up to you, of course. Inhale for a back bend, and then exhale back, downward facing dog, and then inhale the left leg up. Exhale to step it forward, dropping the right knee and tucking the toes, and then inhale, coming to your low lunge. Exhale, hips sink forward and down, outer left hip back, right hip forward, shoulder blades down the back. Okay, releasing the left hand to the outside of the left thigh, and then inhale, reach up through the right fingertips, and then as you exhale, that little side bend over to the left. You might release the left fingertips down, you might not. See how it feels in your body. If it's too much, then the hand stays on the thigh. Reach through the right fingertips. A little bit of scissoring action with the legs helps you to be a bit more stable there, in theory. Okay, inhaling to come back up for low lunge, gaze up. Exhale, hands come down, tuck the toes, right foot, lift the knee, right foot turns out, root it down, and then come straight into side angle pose, your version. So hand can stay down, or you elbow to knee, and then turn your chest. Make sure that front knee is still opening out, inner right thigh is lifting, and you're reaching into the outer right heel. Right side ribs draw back, left side ribs press forward, and then you turn your gaze up. Can you straighten that top arm as well? Reach your way through the fingertips. And keep breathing. Not too heavy in that left elbow either, hopefully. Okay, looking down to your left foot, inhale, press in, come to a warrior two, and then sink a little bit deeper into your warrior two. Keep opening the front knee out, keep lifting that inner right thigh. Tailbone is heavy. Shoulder blades press into the upper back, you widen across your collarbones. Nice and soft around the base of the neck still. And then you have that gaze over about the left middle finger. Inhale. As we exhale, we'll cartwheel the hands down, step back, straight to downward facing dog or through your vinyasa. So up to you, of course. Inhale for a back bend, up dog or cobra. And then exhale back, downward facing dog, take 5 breaths. One, straight away, connecting back to your breath. 2. Can you expand into the sides of the ribs and the sides of the waist? 3. 4 and 5. Okay, inhale, take the right leg up, and then exhale to step it forward. Make sure you're not on a tightrope, because this time we're going to wobble our way up for crescent. Whoopsie, she says, as she was on a tightrope. So find your crescent, move around a little bit if you need to. Keep shaving the outer right hip back, left hip presses forward. See if you can get that hamstring engagement. So I know that's quite hard, isn't it? But it's as if you're trying to drag that heel back. That front heel back, and you start to feel the back of the right thigh engage. Or the other way to think about it is like you're trying to draw the top of the thigh bone back into the hip socket. Keep the ribs softening in. Back knee can be as soft as it needs to. Shoulder blades down the back. Come a little bit deeper into your crescent lunge if you can, and again a little bit deeper, and again a little bit deeper. Okay, we'll inhale and straighten into the front leg, turn to our left, set up for Trikonasana. So you might need to adjust the feet a little bit, make sure you're lining up heel to arch, arms out at shoulder height, inhale to lengthen up through the crown of the head, and then exhale, reach. So remember, both legs stay straight. If we keep the right arm high, we get much more length between the hip and the underarm, and then that hand can release anywhere down the shin, and then the left arm reaches up. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. Again, observe where your tailbone points. So if your tailbone sticks back, you need to bring the pelvis forward so that you're not leaning forward, you're not turning your chest down. Left side ribs draw back, right side ribs press forward, and then those of us that want to make it more intense can lift the lower arm, as always, if you want to. Keep lifting the inner left thigh. Can you ground a little bit into the ball of the big toe on the right foot as well? Okay, we're going to release the lower arm back down. Inhale, reach up through the left fingertips, turn the palm forward, and then exhale, bring that upper arm close to the ear. Reach through the left fingertips, get as much length as you can on the left-hand side of the body. Inhale there, and then exhale, big circle down around in front of your face. Take the hand behind your back, tuck it around the top of the right thigh if you can, and then draw the right shoulder back. So it really helps you to turn your chest a little bit more then. You can lift the lower arm again as well if you want to. If you'd like to make that more challenging, you can do that as always. Okay, releasing the lower hand back down, left arm comes up, look down to your right foot. On the next inhale, we'll press into the foot and come straight into a warrior two. So bending into the front knee, relax the shoulders down away from the ears, press the shoulder blades into the upper back and come a little bit deeper into warrior two. And then big inhale. As we exhale, get your way to, make your way to downward facing dog however you want to. So through a vinyasa or not, as always, inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhale back. Downward facing dog will go straight to the other side. So inhale, left leg up, and then exhale, step it forward. Make sure you're not on a tight rope. Left knees over left ankle, and then wobble your way up crescent. Sink into it. Outer left hip, back right hip forward, heavy in the tailbone. Back knee as soft as it needs to be here. Remember, shoulder blades down, ribs in, fingertips up to the ceiling. Try to get that hamstring engagement if you can. And I know that that's not that easy. And so it kind of comes and goes, doesn't it, at first? Do your best. Get as much engagement as you can. Can you lengthen the sides of your waist a little bit more, the sides of your ribs a little bit more in your crescent lunge? And then you come deeper if you can. Crescent lunge, trying to keep that hamstring working, back of the left thigh. Okay, inhaling to straighten into the left leg, turning to our right to set up for Trikonasana, so arms come out to shoulder height. Inhale to lengthen up through the crown of the head, and then exhale, reach, get as much length as you can, and then the hand anywhere down the shin, right arm reaches up, triangle, Trikonasana. Try to maintain the length on the left-hand side of the body. You can lift the lower arm if you want to. Where does your tailbone point? Can you adjust it? Points to the back of the right heel, and then turn your chest. Right side ribs draw back, left side ribs press forward. Always think it's really easy triangle pose, but it's not, is it? It's actually quite hard. It's quite strong on the core, especially if you're doing it properly, which we like to, don't we? Okay, release the left hand down. Inhaling to reach up through the right fingertips, turn the palm forward, and then exhale, upper arm close to the ear. Get as much length as you can, right hand side of the body. Try not to shrink the left hand side of the body though. Okay, inhale there, exhale, big circle down around in front of your face, and then hand comes to the low back. Maybe you tuck it around the top of the right left thigh, and then draw that right shoulder back. You can lift the lower arm again if you want to. Actually helps you to maintain that length on the left-hand side of the body, doesn't it? Turning your gaze up if you can, inner right thigh still lifts. Push into the ball of the big toe, left foot. Well done. Release the lower hand down, look to the left foot. Inhale, come straight to a warrior two. And then adjust if you need to. Make sure that the front knee's doing the right thing. Inner right thigh lifts. Shoulder blades press into the upper back. Tailbone is heavy in your warrior two. Big inhale. And then as we exhale, we'll make our way to downward facing dog, however we want to get there. So you can skip the vinyasas if you want to, of course. Inhale for a back bend, up dog or cobra. And then exhale back. Downward facing dog, take 5 breaths. 1, observe how your body feels now. 2, can you soften around the base of your neck? 3, outer upper arms, spin them back, remember. 4, and 5. Okay, inhale, take the right leg up again, and then as we exhale, step it forward. Straight away, inhale, come up for crescent lunge, and then sink more deeply into it. Shoulders down, ribs in, tailbone is heavy, gazing up if you can. Okay, inhaling to straighten into the front leg, turning to our left, setting up for Trikonasana, arms out to shoulder height. Inhale to find length, and then exhale, reach. Both legs stay straight, remember. Right hand anywhere down, right shin. Where does your tailbone point? Reach up through the left fingertips. Okay, inhale. As we exhale, turning the palm forward, bring the upper arm close to the ear. Inhale, reach through the left fingertips, and then as you exhale, big circle down around in front of your face, and then take the hand to the lower back. Maybe you tuck it around the top of the right thigh. Okay, I'm going to come into our half moon here. If you can maintain this arm position, great. If you can't and you need to release the arm, then do that. It's quite good to do that with this arm position because it helps you to keep the chest turning to the side, which is what we want. Okay, so if you can keep the arm position, do. We're going to bend into the front knee, take the right hand down, hop the back foot in, and then take the weight into the right foot and lift the left leg as much as we can. And with that arm position, you're already turning your chest to the side. Release it, of course, if you need to. Can you lift up out of that right hip? Can you engage the left leg a bit more? Can you engage the left side of your torso to get a little bit lighter into those right fingertips? So eventually here we're going to be lifting the lower arm when we're in our half moon. Keep turning your chest. Keep breathing. Keep smiling. Okay, we're going to challenge our balance here now by softening into the front knee, lifting the lower arm, and then slow motion, finding our way back into a warrior 2 position. Release the left arm now, come to your warrior 2, sink deeper into your warrior 2. Big inhale, and then as we exhale, meeting me in downward facing dog, but getting there however you want to, so through the vinyasas or not, up to you. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, and then exhale back. Downward facing dog, inhale the left leg up, exhaling to step it forward, and then inhaling to wobble your way up for crescent, and then exhaling to sink into it, making all those little adjustments. We know that it becomes second nature, doesn't it? We know what we're doing. It's heavy in the tailbone, shoulder blades down the back. Okay, inhaling to straighten into the front leg, turning to the right, opening the arms out, setting up for Trikonasana. Inhale to find length, and then exhale, reach. As much length as you can, left hand side of the body. Right arm reaches up. Draw the right side ribs back, press the left side ribs forward. Reach up through the right fingertips, inhale. And then as you exhale, turn the palm forward, upper arm close to your ear. Really reach through the fingertips. Inhale, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, big circle down around in front of your face, and then you're going to find the bind or not. The hand can come to the low back. Draw the right shoulder back, turn your chest. Okay, so same thing this side. Release the arm if you need to. Softening into the front knee. Left hand comes down, hopping or dragging the back foot in, and then taking the weight into the left leg. Right leg lifts, turn your chest. So it's a little bit easier to get that rotation with the arm position, but if it's too much, release, of course. We want to have the chest pointing to the side and not down, which is what we tend to do here when we're working on it. The chest tends to face down, doesn't it? But we want to eventually stack right hip above the left, turn the chest completely, lift up out of the left hip, engage the right side of your torso to get a little bit lighter into the left fingertips. Still breathing and smiling. Okay, so challenging our balance, softening into the front knee, lifting the lower arm in slow motion. Whoops. Coming back to a warrior 2 position, release the right arm, crash, land, inhale, warrior 2, and then exhale, making your way back to downward facing dog, however you want to get there. Of course, using the knees or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, and then exhale back. Downward facing dog, take 5 breaths. 1, let your breath settle. 2, can you draw the shoulder blades up your back? 3, press the front of the thigh to the back of the thigh. 4, and 5. Okay, inhale, take the right leg up again, and then exhaling to step it forward. Finding our runner's lunge. Let the hips sink down, chest lengthens forward, back of the left thigh lifts. So all of that stuff that I always go on about here, make sure that you're not gripping into the hips here. Chest is lengthening forward, the hips are moving down, but the back of the left thigh is lifting, and you're reaching back through that left heel. Okay, inhaling to lengthen the chest forward, and then as we exhale, we're going to take the weight into the right foot and step the left foot behind the right. So we're in that little crisscross leg position, and then fold over the legs. And then inhale to lengthen the chest forward, exhale to fold over the legs, any amount. Inhale to lengthen, and then exhaling to fold. Draw the shoulder blades up the back. Try and let go of the weight of the head and neck. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. Okay, strong in the legs from here to come up. So lift the chin, press down through the feet and come up. We're still in the crisscross legs position. Take the arms out around and up, interlace the fingers. Keep the index finger pointing out so it's a pistol grip. And then inhale to reach up through the index fingers. And then as you exhale, a little side bend over to the left. Keep squeezing the inner thighs towards each other. Lifting up out of that right hip. Maybe your gaze turns up as well. Maybe it doesn't reach away through the index fingers as well. And we're going to stay here for a couple of breaths. It can start to feel quite intense. It's quite wobbly. Try to keep squeezing the inner thighs towards each other. You're really feeling the sensation on the right hand side of the body, and you're still maintaining a nice even breath there as well, hopefully. Okay, inhaling to come back up, and then as we exhale, coming back into a forward bend, keeping the crisscross position with the legs. Okay, inhaling to lift and lengthen the chest forward, and then as we exhale and fold over the right leg, we're going to lift the left leg up and come into standing splits. I know how much we love that. Try to reach away through the right big toe. Again, try not to sink into that right hip, lift up out of it. Inhaling in your standing splits or supported warrior 3, and then as we exhale, we'll soften into the front knee, reach back with the left foot, come back to our runner's lunge. Take a moment when you get there, let the hips sink down, back of the left thigh lifts, shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, and then as you exhale, make your way to downward facing dog, however you want to get there. So through the vinyasa or not. Inhale for a back bend, up dog or cobra, and then exhale back. Downward facing dog, and then inhale the left leg up, exhaling to step it forward. Runner's lunge, take a moment, adjust, let the hips sink down. Back of the right thigh lifts chest forward. So as tempting as it is to lean onto your left thigh, don't let it happen. Keep lengthening the chest forward, keep lifting the back of the right thigh up. You reach back through that right heel as well. It's a really nice pose in its own right, this, isn't it? And we tend to sort of use it as a transition pose, really. But feel it, let the hips descend, keep lifting the back of the right thigh. Okay, we start to take the weight into the left foot. Inhale, lengthen the chest forward. Exhale, step the right foot behind the left, and then fold over the crisscross legs. Inhale to lengthen the chest forward, exhaling to fold, and again inhale to lift and lengthen, exhaling to fold, and again inhale to lift and lengthen, exhaling to fold. Once you come into this forward bend, soften around the base of the neck, let go of the weight of the head, shoulder blades are drawing up the back, inner thighs squeeze towards each other. Okay, from here, keep squeezing the inner thighs towards each other, press into the feet, lift the chin, come up. Well done, wobble, wobble. Keep the arms coming out, around and up. Interlace the fingers, come into that pistol grip, index finger reaches up to the ceiling. Inhale, and then as we exhale, little side bend over to the right. So again, it's more intense than you think this, isn't it? Especially when you stay here for a few breaths. Try to really feel the sensation on the left-hand side of the body. Keep squeezing the inner thighs towards each other. Keep reaching away through the left index finger, turning your gaze up if you're feeling balanced enough. This morning, maybe not. Okay, inhaling to come back up, and then as we exhale, releasing the hands to come into a forward bend. Inhaling to lengthen the chest forward, and then as we exhale, we'll fold over the left leg and reach the right leg up. So standing splits or supported warrior 3. Try to lift up out of that left hip though. So we don't want to be hanging into the hamstring attachment here. We want to be lifting up out of the left hip. Try and keep the base of the neck nice and relaxed. Inhale, and then as you exhale, we'll soften into the front knee, reach back with the right foot, come back to our runner's lunge, and then from there, making our way to downward facing dog, however we want to get there. So through the vinyasa or not. Inhale for back bend, up dog or cobra, and then exhale back, downward facing dog, take 5 breaths. 1, let your breath settle. 2, shoulder blades up your back. 3, front of the legs are moving to the backs of the legs. 4 and 5. Okay, I'm going to do that again. Inhale, take the right leg up, exhale, step it forward. So find your runner's lunge. It's a nice way to work on our hamstrings actually with the crisscross legs. I don't know about you, but I can feel it much more intensely back of the legs. Okay, so from your runner's lunge, inhale, lengthen the chest forward, exhale, step the left foot behind the right and then fold over the legs. Inhale to lift and lengthen the chest forward, squeezing the inner thighs towards each other, exhale to fold. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhaling to fold, and again inhale to lift and lengthen, exhaling to fold. Inhale to come all the way up, press down through the feet, keep the arms coming, interlace the fingers, pistol grip. Inhale, reach up through the index fingers, exhale, little side bend over to the left. Keep squeezing the inner thighs towards each other. Maybe you can come a bit further this time. But pay attention to the sensation that you have. Feel that lengthening all the way up the right hand side of the body. Maybe you turn your gaze up as well, maybe not. Trying not to lean forward or back, we're keeping it as a side bend. Okay, inhaling to come back up, exhaling for forward bend. Inhale to lengthen the chest forward. Exhale, fold over the right leg, left leg lifts, standing splits or supported warrior 3. Lift up out of that right hip. Let go of the weight of the head and neck. Inhaling to lengthen the chest forward, and then as we exhale, we soften into the right knee, reach back, find runner's lunge. Take the hands down and then make your way to downward facing dog. However, you want to get there. Remember, don't come too low if you're coming through chaturanga. Inhale for back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog, and then inhale the left leg up. Exhaling to step it forward. From here, lengthening the chest forward as you inhale, and then exhale, right foot steps behind the left, exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale to lengthen the chest forward, exhaling to fold, and again inhale to lengthen, exhaling to fold, and again inhale to lengthen, exhaling to fold. Inhale, come all the way up, press down through the feet, inner thighs squeeze towards each other, bring the arms up, interlace the fingers, pistol grip. Inhale, reach out through the index fingers, exhale, little side bend over to the right. Maybe come further this time, but pay attention to the sensation. Feel that lifting out of the left hip, get as much length as you can. Maybe you turn your gaze up. Maybe you can send your breath into the left side ribs. Keep squeezing the inner thighs towards each other there. Okay, inhaling to come back up and then exhaling for forward bend. Inhale to lengthen the chest forward, and then exhale, folding over the left leg, lifting the right as high as you can. Remember to lift up out of that left hip. Try to stay soft around the base of the neck. Inhale to lengthen the chest forward, and then as you exhale, softening into the left knee and reaching back with the right foot to runner's lunge, and then making your way to downward facing dog, however you want to get there. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, and then exhale back, downward facing dog, take 5 breaths. 1, so calm your breath straight away. 2, outer upper arms, spin them back, remember. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, inhaling to look forward and then stepping, hopping, floating or walking forward. Chest lengthens forward when you get there, and then exhale, forward bend. Inhaling to come up, lift the chin, press down through the feet. Arms keep coming, reach up, gaze up, and then exhale. And release, well done. Okay, inhale to find a chair pose, Utkatasana. Make sure that both knees do the same thing. First one of the morning for you guys, make it a nice deep one. Draw the sit bones to the backs of the knees, shoulder blades down the back, lower ribs soften in. So notice the whole of your body, again in your chair pose. Notice if you have that tendency, do the ribs flare? Do you stick your bum back? Bring it in, be in control. Can you lengthen the sides of the waist? Can you come a bit deeper into your chair? And again, a bit deeper. Shoulder blades down the back, and again a bit deeper. Okay, we did this the other week in the wrist flow. wrist free flow. So we're going to rock to the balls of the feet, do your best. Make sure that the knees stay doing the same thing. Try to keep all of that action going back to the legs, and then inhale, exhale, dip down. Come into a little crouch, balls of the feet, and then inhale, press into the balls of the feet, come back up, wobbly chair. Exhale, dip down. Don't snap, crackle and pop, and then inhale, come back up, wobbly chair. Same again, exhale, dip down, stay in control. And then inhale, come back up, wobbly chair, and then release the heels back down. Feels a little bit more easy now, doesn't it, after wobbly chair? Okay, inhale, Utkatasana, exhale for a forward bend. Inhaling for a halfway lift. Exhale to step or jump back. Skip the vinyasa if you want to, or come through your vinyasa. Remember to keep the elbows glued in. Inhale for a back bend, exhale back. Downward facing dog. Okay, the left foot turns out and the right foot steps forward. So we'll set up for warrior one. Heels are roughly on a line, and then inhale, sweep the arms forward and up, wobble, wobble, exhale, sink into the front knee. Outer right hip shaves back, left hip forward. Back of the left thigh moves back, and you reach into that outer left heel as well. Okay, lower ribs in, heavy in the tailbone. You should feel your warrior one mostly, well, some people say the calf actually, but you lot are all kind of more familiar with this. Beginners tend to feel it in the calf more. At this stage, we're probably feeling it front of the left thigh, hip flexors, and that's where we want to feel it. Keep drawing that outer right hip back, left hip forward. Maybe the palms come together. Maybe you start to wrap the triceps forward. Maybe you gaze up. Try and keep those lower ribs softening in though. Okay. From here, we're going to convert back to our crescent lunge because it's a little bit easier. Okay, and then we'll bring the hands to heart center. From there, take the weight into the front foot and then bring the left knee into the chest. That's getting much easier, isn't it? From there, we'll find a tree pose. So take hold of the left ankle and bring the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Bring the hands back to heart center. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Keep lengthening up through the crown of the head. Outer right hip is squeezing in. So remember all of that stuff that I go on about in our balances. Try to keep everything drawing into the midline. So we're not letting that right hip kick out. We're keeping everything contained, and then we're lengthening up through the crown of the head. We're keeping that nice lift with the chest as well. If you want more of a challenge in your tree, you can reach the arms up. You might even sway a little bit in the breeze. Depends how balanced we're feeling this morning. Okay, and then from here we're going to release, but keep the left knee up. You can hold around the knee or the shin. So you can come to that version of this if you want to. And I'm going to just do the waffling that I normally do here when we're doing our balancing. Make sure this standing leg doesn't start to buckle. So stay strong in the standing leg and try to maintain that nice length at the front of the torso as well. Okay, you can stay with this, holding the knee, or we're going to convert to first two fingers around the big toe, take the right hand to the hip, and then work towards straightening into that leg. Don't let the standing leg buckle. Outer left hip drops down, chest lifts. Once you can straighten that leg, you start to work on drawing the left shoulder back a little bit. Tempting to buckle the leg, isn't it? Okay, if you've got the toe, we're going to release it and then hold the leg out. Again, try not to buckle, try not to lean back, point through the toes. Inhale, as we exhale, we're going to maneuver that left leg all the way back to our crescent lunge, and then reach the arms up again. Find your crescent, move around, adjust the position of your feet if you need to, shoulder blades down the back, ribs in. Maybe you gaze up there. Inhale, and then as you exhale, hands come down. Step back, get to downward facing dog however you want to. Use the vinyasa or don't. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale back, downward facing dog, the right foot turns and the left foot steps. So we're setting up for warrior one. Textbook here, heels are on a line. If you need to adjust it, you can, of course. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up, and then sink into the front knee, outer left hip back. Back of the right thigh moves back. Outer right heel is moving down as well. Tailbone is heavy. Notice where you feel this the most. It should be, at this stage of our practice, kind of hip flexors front of the thigh. And if it's not, then maybe you need to ground into that outer right heel a bit more. Can you bring the ribs in? Can you adjust the tailbone to point down a little bit more? Shoulder blades down the back, palms together if you can. Triceps right forward, turn your gaze up. So every part of this pose, we want to collapse, don't we? The ribs want to collapse, bring them in. We want to collapse the back leg, don't let it. Keep pressing the back of the right thigh back, keep rooting into that outer right heel. Okay, we'll convert to crescent lunge. It's a little bit easier, isn't it? Even if it's a bit more wobbly. And then bring the hands to the heart center. On the next inhale, taking the weight into the left foot and then bringing the right knee into the chest. Just let the wobbles happen, give yourself a minute, and then take the right ankle and place the foot to the inside of the left thigh. Hands back to heart center. So let yourself settle into your tree initially. Let the wobbles happen. Stay as relaxed as you can, keep the shoulders relaxed. Outer left hip squeezing in, so we're not sinking, we've got that integrity, that nice straight line all the way up through the center of our body. Okay, hands could come up if you wanted to. Challenge yourself, you can sway a little bit in the breeze. And then we'll release the right foot, take the hand around the knee or the shin. So you can stay with that as always if you want. Remember, don't start to buckle that standing leg. Try and stay strong in the standing leg. You're lifting up out of the left hip. You might convert to first 2 fingers around the big toe. Left hand to the waist. You might start to work on straightening into that leg. Outer right hip drops down, strong in the standing leg. Right shoulder starts to draw back any amount. Keep that line at the front of the torso. So I've said it all before, haven't I? But we tend to bring it down, or we tend to collapse the front of the torso. So try to work on both of those things, outer right hip down. Okay, and then whatever version we're in, we're going to hold the right leg out, point through the toes, strong in the standing leg. Inhale, and then as we exhale, maneuver the leg back to crescent lunge. Well done. All of us are getting used to that now as well, aren't we? Shoulder blades down the back, heavy in the tailbone in crescent lunge. Back knee can be soft, remember as well. Inhale and then exhale, hands down, step back. Straight to downward facing dog, or through your vinyasa to get there. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhale back. Downward facing dog. Take 5 breaths. 1, so letting your breath settle. 2, maintaining that breath in and out through the nose if you can. 3, 4, and 5. And then inhaling to look forward. Step, hop, float or walk forward. And then exhaling to forward bend. Inhale, come straight up into chair pose, Utkatasana. Sink the hips down, shoulder blades down the back. Gaze up at the thumbs, inhale. And then exhale and release. Well done. Okay, taking the feet about hip width. Outside edges of your feet parallel, toes point forward. And then inhale, bring the arms out, around and up. Okay, Tadasana, but with our arms up. Bring the ribs in, be heavy in the tailbone, sit bones lengthen to the backs of the knees. Make sure when you have your arms up that you don't compensate with your back. So the bum isn't sticking back, you're not flaring the ribs forward. Ribs are in, sit bones are pointing to the backs of the heels, tailbone is heavy, shoulder blades are drawing down the back, but you're still reaching up through the fingertips. Okay, starting to press a little bit harder into the left foot as you inhale, and then exhale, coming over to your right for another side bend. So we're going to feel the sides of our body later, folks. Reach through the left fingertips and push into that left foot. Keep it as a side bend, not a back bend, not a forward bend. So the left hip might kick out a little bit, but other than that, everything's staying where it is. Extra energy through the left fingertips. Maybe you turn your gaze up as well there. Just going to hold it there for about another 2 breaths. Try to pay attention to the sensation that you have in your body. And then inhale to come back up. Well done. Start to press a little bit harder into the right foot. And then exhale over to the left. So again, that right hip might kick a little bit, but other than that, we're keeping everything in a plane. Extra energy through the right fingertips and into the right foot. So you feel that stretch really all the way up the right-hand side of the body. Maybe the gaze turns up there, but just moving the head can make quite a big difference, can't it? So do whatever feels nice-ish. It's quite strong, that, isn't it? I find that quite strong. Okay, inhale to come back up. And then exhale to release the arms down, just gently rolling the shoulders. And then inhale straight back to chair. Check that the knees do the same thing. Upper arms lift, sit bones to the backs of the knees. And then come back to your wobbly chair, balls of the feet. Inhale, exhale, dip down. crouching if you can, or as close to that as you can. And then inhale, come straight back up, wobbly chair. Exhale, dip down, stay in control. And then inhale, come back up, wobbly chair. Exhale, dip down, stay in control, snap, crackle and pop. And then inhale, come back up, wobbly chair, release the heels back down, shoulder blades down the back, gaze up at the thumbs. Try to get the hamstrings engaged there as well. And I know that's quite challenging, isn't it? But it's almost as if you're trying to draw lines in the sand with your heels forward. Feel that. Glutes and hamstrings should be engaging. Okay, inhale, exhale for a forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, find your way back to downward facing dog, however you want to get there. So through the vinyasa or not, keep the elbows gluing in. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhale back. Downward facing dog, take 5 breaths. 1, so outer upper arms, spin them back. 2, can you soften around the base of your neck? 3, can you widen the backs of the thighs? 4, and 5. Okay, from here we'll drop down to our knees. And then just come into a child's pose first. So take the knees wider, toes come together, and then the hips sink back to the heels. Arms can reach forward, forehead down towards the mat. Just relax your shoulders completely. Let go of the weight of your head and neck. Soften around the base of the neck, soften across your low back, soften your abdomen. And just observe how everything feels in your child's pose. Observe the sensation that you have in your body. Begin to let your breath settle as well. Okay, so I'm going to give you the choice here. You can stay with your child's pose if you want to, otherwise we're going to come up into puppy pose just to stretch the shoulders a little bit more, so it's up to you if you don't like it, of course. Coming up, back to all fours and then down onto the elbows. Remember, and I know I say this every time we do it, but don't let the hips come back or forward. Try and keep the hips over the heels and then the arms walk forward, just as much as you comfortably can. So it's quite a strong shoulder stretch, isn't it? Just take it easy if you need to. The forehead might come down to the mat. You might prefer to use a block there if the mat feels far away. Eventually, you can come onto the chin here, but if there's any sort of unpleasant feelings or compression in the back of the neck, then you're definitely not going to do that. You just stay with the forehead. And then relax. Relax the shoulders. You can make it more intense by coming up into the fingertips and then making a little basket with the fingertips there. So you can do that if you want to. But just let everything relax and soften. I always find that I'm sort of crushing my nose here. I don't know about anyone else, unless I come onto the chin. But whatever you do, relax the shoulders. Okay, and then from here, we'll just walk the hands back in. Come back up to your table position and then we'll come back to a child's pose. So toes together, hips to the heels. This time we'll take the arms back in our child's pose. So just let the shoulder heads roll forward and take the arms back. Hopefully, I think that we can all get our forehead down. But you can always use a block here if you can't. Okay, then just a little bit more on our shoulders. So taking the hands behind you, interlace the fingers. And then start to lift the shoulder heads, roll them back, shoulder blades squeeze in, and then maybe you straighten into the arms. And then maybe you lift the arms, but that's up to you. That might not be very far, depends how your shoulders are. And you can move a little bit, you can sort of twist a little bit with the upper body. You might think that feels nice, but you could just take your time with that, take it gently. Exploring that stretch a little bit if it's appropriate, maybe not. If you find it really intense, then completely up to you. And then releasing the hands back to the low back release. Let the shoulder heads roll forward. Just relax the arms. And then same again. We'll take the hands behind us, but this time interlace the other little finger on top.
And then you start to straighten into the arms. Now, if your shoulders are really tight, that might mean the hands stay at the low back, and that's fine. So just do whatever. Shoulder heads lift, shoulder blades squeeze in, and you straighten into the arms. And then maybe they lift, maybe not. And again, you might just explore that a little bit of movement side to side with the arms can feel nice, but just take it really gently. Do what feels appropriate in your body. And then release. Take the arms forward this time. And just check I'm not getting too carried away. Oh, I am. Oh dear. Okay, take the arms back, let the shoulder heads roll forward, relax the shoulders. And then from there, just making your way up and then finding your bum. And then I've had to skip the last shoulder stretch I was going to do. So I get carried away, don't I? Okay, make your way down onto your back. And when you come down onto your back, bring the knees in. Give yourself a little squeeze. Just whatever feels nice there. You might want to take a twist. It's quite nice if you bring the knees in and you sort of just rock gently from side to side. You can really massage into your back, even the sort of mid-back and upper back. So you might want to do that. You might prefer to take a twist. You might want to take a happy baby. But then when you have finished whatever it is you're doing, you'll find your way to your Savasana. So lying flat, if you can lie flat, or keep the knees bent, whatever. Traditional Savasana, we have the arms quite wide, palms facing up, the feet quite wide as well. But wherever you are, just drawing your awareness back in and then start to relax. Soften your abdomen. Relax your facial muscles. Release your jaw and relax your throat. Just see if you can let go completely, just for a few minutes. And now, just slowly beginning to bring your awareness back. Gently moving fingers and toes. Taking a nice long full inhale, have a stretch. So arms up overhead, interlace fingers, have a full body stretch. You could bend up the knees, bring them into the chest, give yourself a hug or take a twist, so whatever. Any move, any stretch that feels nice. And then when you're ready, making your way to your right hand side and then back up to seated, any seated position. And then bringing the hands together, take a moment, relax your shoulders, soften your facial muscles, and just observing the whole of your body as sensation. Taking a nice long full inhale through the nose, cleansing breath out through the mouth. Namaste. Thank you, folks. Well done. Happy Tuesday. Glad to be back. Hopefully. Easy peasy. I'll see you all tomorrow or Thursday, or have a lovely day. It's beautiful here. Hope it is there. Enjoy the sun while we've got it. Thank you. Bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.